Okay, let's officially get started. Looks like the waiting room is kind of slowing down a little bit. So first, just thank you for coming. Again, I appreciate you guys. Looks like everyone made it on time, and it was kind of weird changing the time. But we did this just so that any parents or guardians were able to attend, could attend later in the day. Our next session, our last one, will be at normal time at 2 p.m. All right, this is the only one that's going to be at 5. So let's keep going. So this one, just going back, this one's about student life and supplies. So we can talk about just day-to-day student life, things you need to purchase for tax-free weekend coming up, just day-to-day things like that. Parking we'll go over, confirming classes, just things like that. Gonna be transparent. This one is probably the most information heavy out of all the ones we've done so far, only because we're at that time of year where we have a lot more information coming in. So as an example, we'll go over this at the end, but you guys should have all received your fee statement, which means you can now confirm and pay for classes. So we'll go over that at the end. So a bunch of little things like that we have to talk about. At the end, we'll also be talking about Go Weekend. That's the second orientation I've been mentioning to you guys. There's a few RSVPs you have to do, but so it'll be kind of a lot today. So feel free to rewatch this at a later time or send me an email if you have a question, because this will be kind of a lot. I just want to give you a heads up. If it feels overwhelming, it probably is. That's okay. There's just a lot of information that's going to be presented to you. Take it a little bit of time. It'll be fine. Admit. Okay. Moving on. All right. So welcome back to Austin P. So as you guys should know, tax-free weekend is this upcoming weekend, Friday through Sunday. This session is going to be about how to be prepared for the fall. Previous sessions we've talked about just, for example, how to feel comfortable asking for help, asking questions, different resources on campus that are available to you guys for free. This time we're talking about more specific tips and tricks for the day-to-day life as a college student. That's what we're talking about today. Just help you feel less stressed, because college is stressful no matter how prepared you are. It can be stressful, but our goal here is to make sure you're not as stressed as you possibly could be. So that's what we're doing this today. So overview we're talking about today. So tax-free weekend and supplies you need, parking, campus involvement, everyday needs, dining, Go Weekend, dorm needs, free resources on campus, and with our post survey, of course. All right, so first, the tax-free holiday. That's going to be July 25th, so this Friday at midnight, so 12:01, to Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Now, generally speaking, these are the rules for tax-free weekend. So computers, school supplies, and clothing, all right? Primarily what you guys will be purchasing. There's other things too, I think, but you guys won't really be purchasing them. General rule is that if you were spending less than $100, that item is eligible for tax-free, okay? For laptops, computers, tablets, that cost is $1,500, all right? And then if something is like sold together, like for example, shoes, you can't split them up and pay it to get the tax-free. There are more details. Just look up Tennessee Tax-Free Weekend for exactly what the details are. But generally speaking, this is what it's about. So gonna be transparent. We'll talk about this in a second, but clothing, yeah, you're probably going to need new clothes. School supplies, you won't need that many. But if you do not have a laptop, a tablet, or something like that, I highly recommend investing in one of those. That's probably the one thing that'll make college easier for you. Lots of things you'll be doing. Oh, hang on, I have some stuff in the chat. I'm sorry. Okay, actually, I'll answer these at the end. These are a lot. I'm sorry, these are a lot of questions. I'll answer these at the end. There's a dedicated Q&A section. This is a lot. I'll answer these at the end, or as we go through the presentation, I'm saying some questions that will be answered through the presentation. So we'll talk about this stuff at the end, okay? We'll just save room at the end. This is, yeah, you'll have a lot of questions, which is good. Keep the questions coming. So yeah, so school supplies. Again, I recommend buying a laptop or tablet if you don't have one already. It'll just make things a lot easier for you as you kind of progress through your time here. Doesn't have to be super expensive. Like, you don't have to buy a MacBook. I bought, it was after I graduated, but I just bought just like an Acer after I graduated for like maybe $250 on Amazon, $300 maybe. It wasn't that expensive, but just something that can run Word is really all you need, and you do get Word for free as an Austin P student. Now, if you're a computer science major, there are specific computer specs you're going to need. I believe I sent that to one student, but if you need help with like what computers to buy for a computer science major, just let me know. I'll send you that. But they're more specific. But if you're not a computer science major, any laptop will do as long as it works, charges, and can run Word. It's probably fine. All right. Moving on. All right, so everyday needs. So the stuff in the checkbox is what we're gonna give to you for free. So you will get a backpack. You will get a planner from us. You'll get some pencils, pens. You will get at least one binder. You'll get some notebooks. Those are things that we're buying for you. Now, I do recommend we're gonna give you one binder. Now, how many binders you need depends on you. When I was a student, I had like one big binder. All my classes were in there. Honestly, now that was like I graduated in 2020. It's been 5 years. I feel like honestly now most things are going to be in the cloud, like OneDrive or virtual. I don't think we'll need that much paper or like space to put a bunch of paper. One or two binders should probably be enough for you guys. If you're going to Walmart or something and buying binders, I'd maybe buy one, maybe. It depends on your major, but you're not going to be most professors are going to be printing off things to give to you, really, except maybe the syllabus, things like that. So just going to keep that in mind. The things we won't be giving you that you'll probably need every day. So again, that laptop or tablet, highly recommend, making things so much easier for you. A charger, self-explanatory. Headphones, if you're walking to class or something, or you're waiting in line at wherever, have your headphones in. Don't want to talk to someone? Hey, have your headphones in. Snacks for in between classes. Whether you're a commuter or you live on campus, get some snacks in between classes. You'll probably be hungry, okay? Thinking hurts. It just requires energy. So just because you're sitting in class, maybe 55 minutes a day, you will be using a lot of energy. So bring some snacks, all right? Money. Now, if you don't have a meal plan, obviously if you're a commuter, you don't have a meal plan, if you want to purchase food, just bring some cash on hand. Now, just for food though, there are actually just lots of little pop-up shop things that Austin P does. Like one time they had just local businesses come in. They were students who came in and just were kind of selling their stuff. Bake sales happen all the time. There are lots of reasons you may want to spend money on campus that aren't necessarily food. So just bring a little bit of money, maybe 20 bucks, something like that, just so you can buy. If you see something, you can buy it. Lots of those pop-up things aren't done more than once. Like they're not going to do it the next day. Usually they're just like, hey, we're here from 11 to 2 in the plaza, and we're not here the next day. So you don't want to miss out on those opportunities. So bring some money, bring some cash, just so you can want to buy something. As a commuter, that's something I always did. Just bring some cash just in case. There's a guy, a student. He would sell like posters on campus. He'd sell like those like Baja hoodie things, like they're like called drug robes. I don't know the real name of them are called, but those like cool like woven Baja hoodies. He'd sell those. There's people just selling cool things on campus. So you want to just sometimes you just want to buy things, and that's normal. That's okay. So we're going to bring some money. A water bottle. Campus, although it's not super big, it can feel big when you're walking it for the first few weeks, months, and it is going to be hot. Like it's hot right now, right? So bring a water bottle. There are stations throughout campus where you can fill your water bottle for free. So instead of buying like a water bottle every time you go to like the caf or Iron Center or something or whatever, just bring a water bottle, fill it up, save yourself some money, and also better for the environment, better for you. Just bring a water bottle, and of course, weather specific items, umbrella, gloves, coats, hats, things like that. Class is not canceled because it's cold. It may be canceled because of snow, like really rough snow. But if it's cold outside and everything else is fine, you'll still have class. If it's raining, you'll still have class. Windy, you'll still have class. So bring items for the weather because you'll need them. All right. Moving on. All right, this is a lot. I know it's a lot, but as a commuter, I have a bunch of commuter tips. Okay, so if you're not living on campus, definitely pay attention. All right. And if you live on campus, maybe we'll take some stuff from this. This isn't just for you probably take things from this. Let me admit these students. Okay, so for the first 2 weeks of the semester, probably the first month, get here at least an hour early. It seems like overkill, but it's not. All right. The first few weeks, parking is crazy, bad, intense. It's just when you're going somewhere for the first time, and there are thousands of people coming, or maybe hundreds of people coming for the first time, it just gets crazy. Okay. Just come here. Let's give yourself an hour. Get here early. Get your parking spot. Find your classes. You'll need that hour. You may even need more depending on how far you live from campus. Just get here early, okay? That first month is going to be bad, and that's any semester. The first month of any semester is going to be rough. So make sure you're coming here early, that first few weeks at least. All right, pack a lunch and bring your own snacks. I know I mentioned bringing money. Don't do that for other things, but as far as food goes, don't eat out every single day, okay? That just adds up quickly, and it gets old. All right, pack a lunch, bring your own snacks. Even now, I of course work at Austin P. I bring my lunch most days. Some days I go Chick-fil-A, right? Some days I go somewhere else, Starbucks. But just bring your lunch most days. It will just help you out, okay? Help you save money. And also not waiting in those lines. Those lines are rough around meal times. All right, so bring your own lunch. Um, the cheapest commuter meal plan is like $1,000, $935. That's not worth it for most commuter students, okay? Maybe if you're on campus legit all day, maybe, but it's not worth it for most students. So I don't recommend buying the commuter plans. You can if you want to, if you have money to burn. I don't recommend buying the commuter plans. Bring your own snacks, bring your own lunch, at least a few times a week, right? There are microwaves probably in at least most buildings. There are little lounges, even academic buildings, there are student lounges, they have microwaves. As for like fridges and stuff, I personally have a fridge you guys can put your food in, but I'm not in my office all day, so it may not be the best choice depending on when you need your food. But just consider investing in ice pack and an insulated lunch bag. But again, you're not usually here 7 hours all day. You're here for maybe 3, 4 hours. Your lunch will be fine in the insulated lunch bag for a few hours, okay? When I was a student, I'd bring like parfaits, so yogurt, granola, and fruit for my first class, and that helped me over for like a few hours. Saved me some money, right? Um, Next one, familiarize yourself with places you can hang out on campus. You may, because of your schedule, you may have to be here a little bit longer than you want to. Maybe you have a 2-hour gap between your classes, and it's not worth it to go home unless you live really close. If you go home, you probably won't come back. And that's something I tell myself too. If I go home for lunch, even now when I work here, I probably won't come back to work, honestly. All right, so know yourself. Find places on campus you can feel safe, comfortable hanging out between classes. For me, I was a PELP student, so I hang out in the Honors Commons. But I mean, you can hang out wherever you want. There are plenty of places on campus to hang out at just to be there. You see upstairs is a popular place. But you see there are like couches upstairs. The library is a pretty good place. Downstairs in the basement, they have a bunch of couches and stuff. Just find a place you feel safe and comfortable. Just hang out there. Find your nap spot. All right, just find a place to nap. Again, sometimes you just may be here longer than you really want to be, have a break between classes that's a little bit too long to like just sit there, but it's too short to go home. Find a place to nap. It's normal. People nap on campus. They won't bother you. I recommend just having your stuff kind of not concealed, but kind of like under you or near you. Don't just have like your laptop just sitting out. But find a place to nap on campus. My favorite nap spots were again the Honors Commons upstairs in the UC. Those comfy couches, super cozy. All right. Now, for commuter students, it may be harder to feel connected to campus. So for you, you have to be really intentional about getting involved because you're not going to be here all the time. You're not going to just find events to go to by walking across campus because you're bored. You have to be really intentional about what you're involved in and how you stay involved. Considering this program Purpose First, that's really a good start. We've intentionally planned our events to kind of be towards the afternoon, evening, at different times, but you're kind of forced to kind of stay here a little bit longer than you might. But we've planned them as an example. Our first event is going to be the same day as the Study Abroad Fair. That fair is from like, I think 2 to 5. Our event starts at 5. That way you can go to the Study Abroad Fair and come to our event. So, yeah, use your time between classes wisely. Do your homework between classes, especially like after class. It's fresh in your mind. Go to office hours, get help. Do your homework after class. Use your time between classes wisely, or chat with your friends. Just be intentional about your time because you're gonna find out you're gonna have a lot less of it nowadays, frankly. All right, set boundaries with family. So you need time for homework and to rest in your home. All right, you're gonna need that time. It's gonna be different than high school. High school, you can probably just kind of float through it. Don't need to study. Don't need to do anything really. You can't do that in college. You're gonna have to set aside time to do your homework and kind of rest and kind of recuperate. All right. If you can't do homework at home, or if you're like me, I get distracted easily at home. I do my homework on campus. Before I even leave campus, I'm at the library doing my homework or the Honors Commons or somewhere doing my homework. That way when I get home, that's just me time. All right. That's just what works for me. Figure out what works for you. All right. No car, no problem. I didn't have a car as a student or the city bus. The city bus is free to Austin P students. If you need help planning a route, ask me or call the Clarksville Transit System. We will help you out. And last but not least, just keep in mind there will be events in the afternoons and evenings. Not just Purpose First events, just all sorts of events. Some of the best ones are in the evenings, all right? Now, I'm not saying to stay until 10 p.m. every day, but sometimes, maybe every once in a while, it could be useful staying a little bit later, all right? I get it can be kind of hard if you're commuting. That's if you live far. But if you're able to kind of come to the afternoon evening event, it'll make you feel more connected to campus, I promise. All right, now moving on to housing students. So for the dorm, I got this directly from the housing website. This is anything I created. But what you'll need for the dorm, a surge protector. All right, first aid kit, kitchen and laundry supplies, mattress pad, Ethernet cord. That one, because although there's Wi-Fi on campus, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it just is out, or sometimes it's just weak. So it could be helpful if you have one lying around. Clothing supplies and toilet paper. Now, I thought this is the most important one, most overlooked. Work documents. All right, if you want to get a job really anywhere, you need your birth certificate and your social security card. You need like the actual original document, not a photocopy, for HR purposes. All right, get a safe, put it in there. You can get one of those like book safes that like looks like something else. Just have that information. If not with you, your parents can easily get it to you. If you're looking for a job on campus, those are things you need. Okay, they're going to ask you to fill out what's called an I-9 form, and you're going to have to supply your birth certificate, social security card, and some other things to kind of prove who you are and prove that you can work here in the United States. All right. Flip-flops and shower shoes, self-explanatory. Professional outfit. Only because there's sometimes you want to dress up for events on campus. We're having a banquet later in the school year, things like that. We'll be having career services. Will be putting on career fairs, or something nice for the career fair, right? Make a good first impression. So bring something professional, a little bit elevated than your normal outfit. That way you just have something on hand to pull out in case you have to go somewhere. It's kind of embarrassing coming to like a networking event in flip flops. So if you have it, please bring some professional dress. There is professional dress at the food pantry though. I recently donated a bunch of clothes. So they do have a little bit of professional dress stuff, but I recommend just bringing your own. That way you like it, it fits, you feel comfortable in it, things like that. All right, now things you should not bring to the dorm. Window air conditioners, and some of this is self-explanatory, right? Don't bring your window air conditioner. Candles and candle warmers because of fire issues. Don't bring your pet. You have an ESA, that's a little bit different, but contact housing about that. Or like a service animal, again, that's different, contact housing. The only pet you can actually have on campus is just fish. I had a fish, it was a betta fish. Don't bring an electric blanket, lava lamps, space heaters, or gas appliances, again, if they're flammable. Don't bring any alcohol, obviously, you guys should be old enough to drink. Or even alcohol-related items. We are considered a dry campus. So even like, for example, I was living on campus and I had like I saw this really cute, like it was like a wine. It was like said 1 o'clock thing at like Target. I wanted to buy it, but I was told like, yeah, no, that would be considered alcohol paraphernalia. So don't bring any of that stuff. Don't bring your toasters or toaster ovens. That depends on your dorm. If you live in Emerald Hill, it should be fine. But if you're living in like I can't even think of the name of it. Those like the center of campus, Blount, Severe, I think you can't bring them in. And then keep in mind, housing does health and safety checks monthly. So if you bring something you're not supposed to have, they will find it and they dig through your stuff. They're trained to look through your stuff effectively, like the police. So don't bring anything you don't want to lose or be confiscated, because they have the right to take it because you're living on their property, basically. So don't bring anything you don't want to lose, or don't bring anything you're not supposed to have. Okay. All right. So parking, no matter who you are, you gotta park somewhere unless you don't have a car. But if you have a car, you gotta park somewhere. So where can you park? If you live on campus, you can park only in the gray lot, and there are signs. Gray lot, okay? If you drive to campus every day, only green lot. That's it, green lot. If you get to campus late or something, no green, no gray, whatever, you can park in either the black spot or like parallel parking. There's a few of those, like near the foyer, things like that. You can park there, or in the purple lot. All right, those are overflow and like extra like parking spots. And they're not in great parts of campus. And what I mean by that, you're gonna be walking if you park like in a black or purple lot. Okay, keep that in mind. Again, get here early if you're a commuter, an hour early, get here early. Now you cannot park in red lots, which are for faculty and staff, and they do ticket you. I've gotten tickets for dumb reasons. Don't park where you're not supposed to park, all right? Excuse me. Oh. Okay. The parking portal will open August 1st. We'll get information about that later on, closer to August 1st, obviously. You just log in with your Austin P, your WhatsApp information. It pulls up, okay, oh, you are you live in Castle Heights. You are a resident. You get a resident, like, what's it called? A resident permit. They're called permits, all right? It automatically pulls what permit type you get based on your type. So you don't have to pay for it, of course, it's free, or it's in your student like fees and all that. But log into the housing or the parking portal on August 1st. Get your parking pass. It's free. It lasts the whole year. All right, but you have to renew it every year. It's not like a 4-year thing. You renew your parking every single year in August. Talk about that in a second. But more parking stuff. So your rear plate, so like your back, the back plate, your butt plate, needs to face the road. Okay. If you like to back in, so your like front faces the road, you have to get a free vanity plate from Shasting, the parking office. I've gotten tickets for not like getting this, and for like I like to back in, makes it easy to get out. I've gotten tickets for that, for like $25. Just get your free vanity plate, okay? Because they can boost your car. The last thing I heard it was if you have $100 in unpaid parking tickets, they will boot your car. Just so you know, and it's expensive to get those boots off. So again, if you'd like to back into your spot, if you're a commuter, if you live on campus, whoever you are, if you'd like to back in, go to the Shasting office sometime in August, get your free vanity plate. Looks like this. They're like in red or black, I think. There's that. And then again, go renew registration every single year. Usually it opens August 1st every year, and it doesn't close, but the due date is August 31st. If you don't have a ticket on by the end of the month, they start ticketing. They'll start ticketing that next day. They don't play. They start ticketing, all right? And then last but not least, if you want to ride the city bus or need to ride the city bus or whatever, or want to use the P pickup, those are also, there are free parking passes in the parking office in Shasting. Yeah, okay. And we have some questions, but I'll answer them all at the end. All right, places to eat. This is obvious, but new food hall, the Terrace, the UC food court. The food court in the fall is supposed to have a full service Chick-fil-A, a Subway, and I can't say this word, is it Payway or Peewee? I don't know, the Chinese place. So those are the 3 new places that will be opening up in the fall. Elements Cafes and Suncliff, they have like coffee. I think they have bubble or boba tea. I don't know, something like that. We have 2 Starbucks on campus. Of course, market and vending stuff. The market is like, that's in the UC, that's like the, it's basically like a gas station without the gas. You can get like snacks and stuff in there. And then there's a new place called Freshens in the new health professions building. I think they're supposed to serve like healthier food. So plenty of places to eat on campus. But dining tips, okay? Avoid peak times if you have class. You will not make it. Peak times, so breakfast, lunch, and everyone's gone by dinner. So breakfast and lunch. So I'd say the breakfast rush starts, I'd say about 9, give or take. In between like 9, especially the Einstein. At Starbucks is even earlier, like 7, 8, probably about 8. Depends on the place and the day, honestly. But avoid peak times. If you have to be in class in 10 minutes, you will not make it. Depending on when you're going, if you be in class in 20 minutes, you probably won't make it either. Give yourself 30, 45 minutes to get through dining just in case, because you probably won't make it. So again, bring your snack, bring your lunch. However, to save time, the Starbucks, the library, they do mobile ordering, and it's legit like 2 minutes. I have coworkers who will like place their order. There'll be like a long line at Starbucks, but they'll skip to the front, get their drink, leave, 2 minutes. So save time. They do mobile ordering at the one in the library. One the bookstore does not. They are like for lack of a better word, they're more of like a satellite location, I guess. They do not have the full Starbucks, like the whole menu. I don't know the word for it, but maybe franchise, I don't know. They don't have the full Starbucks menu. They serve kind of like the basic stuff. The one in the library is the busy one that, again, takes the mobile ordering. So recommend using mobile ordering to save yourself time. Most especially to eat in class. It's not like in high school where they like get upset. They don't care. Just be respectful. Unless you're in a lab, like a science lab, don't eat in there for obvious reasons. Even if you're not really like playing with chemicals, just don't eat in the labs. And they tell you that, but don't eat in the labs. Any other class, as long as you're respectful and clean up yourself, they don't care if you eat, okay? And then your plus dollars. So I think the word is dining dollars now. They changed. I feel like they changed the word every year, but I think it's dining dollars. But either way, They roll over from fall to spring, so December to January, but do not roll over from May to August. So from spring to fall. If you have money or whatever left over on your account, at the end of, I guess, May when the semester ends, it's just gone. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, almost done. All right, about halfway. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good on time. Okay. So we talked about the things you have to pay for, things you have to bring. These are free resources that you have on campus. And again, although they're free to you, just keep in mind you are paying for them in your student fees and tuition, okay? So please use these things because you're paying for them anyway, so might as well use them, okay? So technology checkout. The WINDAC, the Latino Cultural Center, and the library does technology checkout. So though I mentioned hey, you should purchase a laptop, sometimes you just can't. Well, the WinDAC does, I think they do Dell and MacBook checkout. It's first come, first serve though. So get there soon. And the library does laptop checkout, but you can't leave the library, I think. But they're available. And then the Latino Cultural Center does calculator checkout, like the TID4s, I think. Skipping to this one, I also have calculator checkouts for you guys. I don't know the name in mod. They're TI something. But I also have calculators for you guys. Most of you guys shouldn't be taking math your first semester unless maybe you're like a nursing major. But if you need a calculator, you can borrow one from us. All right. The FOI. So the FOI does more than just, they have a gym, obviously it's a gym. They do more than just gym stuff. They have Govs Outdoors, you do outdoor trips. I've gone kayaking, I've gone cave diving, I've gone canoeing, things like that for like 20 bucks a day. Super fun. They've done horseback riding, things like that. They have like actual like they have dance classes and like Pilates or things like that. They have it's not called aerial, but that thing where you're like on the thing and you're like twirling. There's a bunch of cool stuff in the Void. Just they have a bunch of cool stuff in there. And again, some of that stuff does cost money, like maybe $5 for a class. But the things you can do in there, you're paying a lot less than you would if you're going to pay for them outside of like in the city. Again, I went kayaking down the river for $20 for a day. That's you can't really do that if you don't own the equipment. You can't do that. So again, they have inexpensive things you can do to help you physically. And then again, P pickup and city buses. The bus can be scary if you're doing it for the first time, but I promise it's really not. I did it for 4 years alone as a female. I didn't feel unsafe at all. The bus drivers don't play. Like if I felt safe is what I'm saying. So if you don't have a car, you want to explore Clarksville, can't go wrong with city buses. There's also plenty of things to do just downtown. That's walking distance. So definitely utilize those. Again, you're paying for these resources, might as well use them. Free tutoring. Please use the tutoring, okay? They do tutoring for like all classes you guys will be taking. And so like when you're freshman, sophomore, they tutoring for all those classes. They do tutoring for upper division classes too, but it depends on the class, let's just say that. But right now, as a freshman, sophomore, use the tutoring services. Use it before you need it. If you know you're going to struggle in math and you're taking stats this semester, go before you even need the help. Just to review the material. It's free. Use it, okay? The writing center, same thing, similar. They help you with all forms of writing, not just like papers, but like resumes, things like that. Any form of academic writing. Now they won't rewrite the paper for you. What they kind of do is they pick one or two elements of your paper, maybe formatting, maybe tone, maybe content, things like that, and they just help you kind of workshop it. But at one point, there's a guarantee that if you go to the writing center, you'll get at least another grade like above, like a grade above what you would have gotten. I recommend the writing center. It's in the library. Void Health and Counseling. So new, I think last year, they take insurance now. They used to not take insurance. They take insurance now for the health part of it. Not sure about the counseling part of it. But as for counseling, you do get 10 free sessions per year. Definitely recommend it. They also have group counseling, things like that. I use counseling, I think, twice as a student. I recommend it. Now, counseling is a very relationship-oriented thing or experience. So if you don't enjoy counseling here at Austin P, don't discount it for the rest of your life because counseling is very personable and the entire therapeutic relationship is based on your counselor or therapist. So although it's free here, your problems don't all be solved. That's not how counseling works, but it kind of helps you think through them a little bit better. I just highly recommend pursuing counseling. I used to want to be a therapist, so I'm really passionate about mental health. But yeah, use the counseling. They also do SC testing. They have free condoms there. What else? Physical. They won't give you sick notes though, at least as far as I'm aware. Um, like if you just have a cold or something, they're not gonna write you a note for class. Just email your professor though to say, hey, I'm sick, and usually they'll work it out with you. But they don't usually write sick notes. Just keep that in mind. All right, post office. I've done all my post office stuff at Austin P. Like I used to sell stuff on eBay. Go to the post office. It's they have really inexpensive services compared to off-campus post office. Gov Connect. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, probably during Go Weekend, only because this just kind of dropped this month and I'm still learning about it. But basically, it's how you get connected to campus. So if we've mentioned P-Link to you before, that's what this is. It's just replacing that. Or P-Mobile, this is replacing that. The way to get involved on campus, find clubs, organizations, whatever's going on campus, that's how you find it, okay? And I mentioned the calculator thing. And then if you are experiencing food insecurity, which you mentioned during like our first session about asking for help, please let me, a pre-leader, a professor, just let someone know. We have a private food pantry now, just for purpose for our students. So it has like little like mac and cheese, like light meals. It has snacks, fruit, things like that, like canned fruit. So and it's also the campus food pantry. So if you're experiencing food insecurity, just let someone know. No questions asked. We'll help you get some food. All right. There's also like a meal swipe program where they'll put a few meals on your card as well. So there are resources on campus we can help you with. You have to ask for them. Okay. Okay. All right. And then we'll just quickly go over them. We'll quickly go over just a few different offices that kind of help do specific things. So SLE, their student life and engagement, they're the organization that is over all the student clubs organizations. So anything you see as a club organization, they're under SLE. All right. If you need help joining an organization, even starting one, this is where you go. Okay. Their goal is just going to help you feel more connected to campus because although you're here to get a degree, right, you're also here to make memories and experiences. That's what they help you with. All the fun parts of college, they help you with, okay? So again, definitely focus on your grades and stuff, but definitely have fun too. There's so many things you can do in college that you cannot do as easily anywhere else. Case in point, study abroad. That's a different office than SLE, but studying abroad, for me, I may have mentioned this, but I studied abroad in Trinidad and Tobago when I was a junior, $300 for a week. $300 paid for our lodging, the hotel, most meals, and transportation. I can't do that now for $300. I can't do that now, especially in this economy. I just can't do that anywhere. You can't go anywhere for $300 for a week. And it's just, study abroad is great. So just get involved on campus. It's usually cheaper doing it here now than later in life, all right? So you say, oh, I'm going to travel later in life. Well, yeah, sure you can, and you will. But this stuff is built for you right now. And again, you're paying for it. So definitely use it. Okay, and I'm sorry if you hear my cat meowing. They want to come in, but I'm not letting them in. All right, Greek affairs. To be completely transparent, I was not involved in sorority at all, so I can't tell you a lot about Greek life. But we have a few peer leaders and we have a few success coaches who were in a sorority and fraternity. So definitely ask them later on, or ask in your chat or whatever, in your group me chat, or email me and I'll get some information for you. But basically, Greek life is kind of getting involved in a different, more intentional way. Yeah, I didn't do it, so I can't tell you exactly, but I do know a lot of it's community service building. Sarah Smith, who is our who helped us with the overnight orientation, she kind of talked about how it really helped her leadership skills and just putting herself out there. She mentioned being really shy before joining her sorority, but now she's like a lot more bubbly and stuff. So really support group. They do scholarships, things like that. So definitely recommend pursuing it if you're interested in that. You can ask me. I'll just be asking someone else to get you the information. So that's all I can say about Greek life. I really just don't know. Okay, we're done with the bulk of the presentation. Now for like the wrapping stuff up, okay? This we're gonna give a lot of information, okay? After this we'll do a Q&A. All right. If you're living on campus, you need to fill out this housing survey. If you already have, great, you're done, okay? But if you're living on campus, your move-in time is going to be Wednesday, August 20th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, that's our move-in time as a special group that we got from housing, or that I told housing we wanted. Okay, They're not going to send you, housing will not send you separate information, because again, you guys are a special group, okay? So your move-in time is going to be August 20th, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. To claim that move-in time, though, you need to complete this survey. After that, I pull your information from that survey, give it to housing, run a big spreadsheet that says, oh, they're moving in on between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. on this date, and you're done. However, please note, if you do not have a meningitis vaccination on file, you cannot move in. You can come in with all your stuff that day. Oh, you don't have that on file. Sorry, you can't move in. So please make sure you have that on file. If you are unsure if you have that on file, email me. I have a big list. I can tell you if you have that on file, okay? They really want me to stress that, again, if you don't have that vaccination on file, they will not let you move in. I'll say it again. If you don't have meningitis on file with the university, they will not let you move in on your move-in date or at all. Okay? Okay. Okay. Again, there's a survey, but I'm going to email it to you guys again, like tomorrow. You guys should be getting texts throughout the summer as well. The last day to complete that survey, I think I put August 6th, I think. You have a little bit of time. If you already completed it, you're good to go. But again, if you haven't completed this survey and you're living on campus this fall, please submit this. All right. All right, fee statement. So you should have gotten your fee statement on July 15th. They've been rolling out. So if you have gotten them, you need to confirm and pay for your classes by August 28th, or your schedule will be dropped. So that schedule you spent time choosing in the group registration setting in like the library or wherever you were registered for classes, that will be dropped, and you have to find a new schedule on August 28th or whenever, and it'll be crazy because there'll be no classes left at that point. So don't let your schedule be dropped. Confirm and pay for your classes. All right. If you need help, if you did get the fee statement, and you need help, look up just APSU SAS. That stands for Student Account Services. There's an FAQ about how to confirm and pay, like step-by-step FAQ, what you should do in what scenario. Just look at that, okay? If you did not get a fee statement, same thing, just contact Student Account Services. Obviously not now, they're closed. But if you've not gotten a fee statement, just call the number on the website. Like, hey, I didn't get it. When am I going to get it? Yeah. Or if you want to, you can look on One Stop. If you haven't gotten it, just let me know. Let me know. There's a way on One Stop you can look and see. Just let me know. Either contact Student Account Services or just email me, let me know. I'll show you how to find it on One Stop. If it's not on One Stop, then we'll definitely just call Student Account Services, okay? Now, I mentioned this in an overnight orientation like 2 months ago now, wow. But if you have a negative number next to like your bill, you're getting that money back. Go ahead and you still have to confirm your classes so we know that you're coming, all right? Or if you owe the university money, you have to pay in full or set up a payment plan. More information about that is going to be on the Student Account Services website. Again, APSU SAS, all the information's right there. Or email me. We'll figure it out together. Obviously, I don't work in Student Account Services, but I can probably tell you what's going on at least, or what you should do, things like that. If you really don't know, we'll just contact Student Account Services together. All right. Now, so our next session is going to be August 6th at 2, back to the normal time. Your last one, that one's going to be about Go Weekend, just Go Weekend. That is basically your second orientation, okay? So right here is the required attendance for Go Weekend. Now, there'll be a bunch of other activities during the whole weekend from like legit all day. So you can do that stuff if you want. I highly recommend it. But this right here is what you I don't want to say you have. I can't like make you come. But as a preparatory scholar student, you want to be involved on campus. You chose to be this program for a reason, right? This is part of the program, okay? So August 20th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. 21st, 9 to 12. 22nd, 12 to 6. And 23rd, just an hour, okay? And again, there'll be other optional activities. I recommend going to that. Again, you're paying for it. But if at the very least, if you do nothing else, go to this stuff because it's part of the program that you signed up for. Okay? Okay. And again, I was sending all of this in the email, like just saying, hey, just heads up, or hey, clarification. So I'll be sending all this in the email as well. But please take a screenshot or write this down, whatever. Okay. Now, the very first thing we'll be doing at 5 p.m. on the 20th. After you move in, of course, we're having a welcome dinner. Guests are invited, so please RSVP. This is the QR code for that. I'll put it in the chat in the Q&A later as well. But please RSVP just so I know how much food to order. Now, even if you're not coming, still RSVP to let us know that you're not coming. That way I know you're not coming. For me personally, I didn't know RSVP meant, I thought that meant only if you're going to come, let us know. It means no matter what. So if you're not going to come, let us know that too. So I know not to expect you. I'll use that for another second, but I'm going to put it in the chat anyway. I know some people probably can't use the QR code thing, so I'll put it in the chat as well. I'll leave it up for another second or two. Okay. All right. And the post survey, like always, please complete oh my gosh, please complete the post survey just so I know that you learned something today, that this is valuable. I do actually read the feedback you guys give. And someone for the very first one said it'd be nice if these sessions were more interactive. I agree with you. I'm not gonna do that yet, but that's a good idea. So I do read your feedback. It is actually really helpful for next year. I know what to change, what to add, things like that. So please complete the post survey. And then that is it. Let me look at the chat. I'm gonna go all the way to the top. Excuse me. So let's see. Okay, yes, you're gonna provide school supply. Jada, tell your friend to email me because I don't know who they are. So tell your friend to email me, Jada. Lindsay, never see your fee statement. Email me, let me know. Oh, you just let me know. Email me that, and we'll figure it out together. I'll tell you how to find it on One Stop. If it's not on One Stop, then we'll go next step. And also, I'm sorry. Let me go back to the post survey. If you're done with the post survey, you're free to leave. I'm answering questions right now. So you do not have a question, you're free to leave. I'll go back to the post survey and I will, let me put this right now. I will put the other stuff in the chat. That way, in case the QR code is not working, oh my gosh, I can't, there we go. If the QR code is not working, so this first one is the welcome RSVP. That's the welcome dinner, just RSVP to that. And the second one is the post survey one, or sorry, not post survey, the post Zoom survey. So that's that. Okay, now if you've done that, you're good to go. I'm just answering questions right now. Let me scroll back to the top. Yeah, Jenny, just email me that friend, or have your friend email me. That way we can figure it out, because all that stuff is automated. Like I'm not directly sending them emails over and over again. It's all automated, so we'll figure it out. Yeah, Lindsay, again, email me. Brooklyn will talk. Yep, thank you, Chauncey. Cameron, that's a housing question as far as emotional support and service animals. They're allowed. There's just extra paperwork you have to fill out. You have to give us or give housing like the dog or the animals vaccination records, letters saying that they are a service animal, things like that. Definitely just contact housing and let them know you have a service animal or emotional support animal, and they'll tell you what you need to bring. Because I have had students have like ESA cats on campus before, and they just fill out some paperwork basically is how it works. So yeah, just contact housing and ask them, what do we need to bring to make sure my animal can come here? And you should be good to go. The transit system is for students who attend Austin P. So if you attend Austin P, you can use the transit system. Now, it doesn't go outside of the Clarksville city limits. It's one of the drawbacks of public transportation, they only go like the main roads. But if you're an Austin P student, you can use the transit. You can use the free city bus. Excuse me. And yes, Chauncey, she is in a sorority. She'd be a great resource to ask, like she was saying. Yes, the first day of class is the 26th. The 25th technically is a day of service, but yes, the first day of class is the 26th. Emma, didn't get your fee statement. Email me just saying, hey, I'm Emma, I didn't get my fee statement. I'll tell you again how to access it on One Stop. I'll give you like step-by-step instructions. And if you can't see it in your One Stop, then we'll contact Student Account Services. Where do you see your fee statement? It's hard to, I guess we have 9 minutes. Thing is, let me see, Naira, we'll come back to your question, Naira. Yeah, Emma, you can't help that, so it is what it is. Yes, the welcome dinner is for all purpose for students, even if you're not moving in. It's for anybody, and again, you can bring guests and bring like your parents or something. That's fine. Okay, yeah, Meadow, the post survey's in the chat. We're good to go. Yeah, yeah. That's a good question, Zion, actually. If you're bringing your car after the first semester, should you still apply? I would, just so it's already done. You only need your like the license plate tag. That's all you need. So if you have that and it's not going to change, then I would go ahead and register now. That way it's just done, one less thing to worry about. Um, yeah. Soraya, can you email me and I will definitely send you the computer specs for computer science majors. Jada, my email. There you go. Yeah, I think the limit is 10 gallons for as far as any pet fish. It's either 5 to 10 gallons. But I probably verify with housing because I had a fish years ago. But I verified with housing. But I'm pretty sure the limit is either 5 or 10 gallons. I think it's 10, but housing will know for sure. I had a beta fish and he was driving in his 10 gallon tank. Um, yeah, it's fine, Emma. Um, so housing is closed right now. The university closed at 4:30. So no one's in housing right now, Cameron. But if you sent your proof of vaccination, just call them tomorrow and be like, hey, I sent it, and they'll figure it out. Janaya, so we're two people max. However, don't bring like 10 people. If you bring more than 2 people, I mean, I won't be mad. Because it'll like balance out. Usually always balances out. Just don't bring like 10 people. Ideally two. Let's do a hard max of 4 though. Oh, perfect, Jada. Yeah, that's how you see your fee statement, Q Jada. So you're gonna web self-service, and I'll show you guys in a second as well. And yes, Rayana, you can get a pass for the bus and a permit for your car at the same time. Okay, let's see. Now, I'm not a student anymore, obviously. But like Jada was saying, you go to web self-service, log into One Stop, right? Where's my mouse? Web self-service. Gosh, what was it? It was student, student account. Ignore that. Student account. All right. If you just want to see if you owe money, just without like paying it or being forced to have the option to pay, just want to see if you owe anything, statements and authorized users. All right. You're going to a different site. Okay. Looks like this. Now, obviously, I'm not a student here anymore, so I won't have anything, but it'll tell you, oh gosh, my ID. It'll tell you, hey, you owe this much money. Because my last statement was 1,900 bucks. It'll tell you, hey, you owe this money. You can either make a payment or again, just do nothing. But it tells you, if you look at it, it tells you exactly like what your breakdown is, like what you're being charged. So I took one graduate level class, so it's saying, okay, I have tuition and course fee for one graduate level class. So it breaks it down, like kind of itemized. It tells you, okay, exactly what you're paying for. If something doesn't look right, student account services, they'll fix it or at least explain it. But yeah, so web self-service, student. You guys can see my screen, right? I'm assuming you guys can. No one said anything. I'll just assume you guys can. Student account, statement. That's where you see just how much you owe. When you're ready to confirm and pay, enrollment payment plan. It asks you for your term, obviously fall. And then I'm not registered, so it won't show me anything. But for you, it'll show you, okay, it'll show you how much aid you have, what you owe the university. And again, if this number was negative, that's what we owe you. If it's positive, that's what you owe us. All right, let me see if I can fuck in the term. I like to let me do it for when I was actually a student. Let me just see. Sure, fall 2018. Will it show, let me? Okay, well, this is the confirmation screen. So it shows you what you're paying for your financial aid. So I got a refund. I got the Pell Grant, Dean's, Hope, and then I got the Pell Scholarship. So it shows you exactly what aid you're going to get. And again, look, my balance was negative. So that's why I got a refund. Enrollment fee. Truthfully, I know the enrollment fee. I don't know what that is. Like just the normal, just student fees. It should all be included. Like this should be everything that you owe. Let me go back to my statement. Let's go, sure here. This is 2019, so I was a junior. But yeah, so I took an online class, so it has my undergraduate online course fee, my tuition, yeah, undergrad tuition, almost 4K right here, right? It has all that. My current balance is to owe was almost 5K. This is my financial aid right here. I got a loan that year, Pell, Dean's, whatever. So total due, it's a negative number. That's how much money I got back. I don't know, did I answer your question, Jada? And you guys can meet with me individually. I did finally put my link to meet with me in my email signature now, so you can just click on that. And since you're a registered student, you guys can all meet with me anytime you want or whenever it's available. Talk about whatever you want. Again, I'm not an expert in everything, but since I'm a student here and I work here, I know a little bit about everything. I'm just not an expert. I'm a generalist, not a specialist. But anyone have any other questions? Anything I can show you on One Stop or OST website or anything, whatever. Anyone have any questions? Oh, let me stop recording actually. Man, how do we do that? More, yeah. Great, thanks, Jada. Stop recording. Okay.